Today, we're going to be hearing from School District of Manatee County on the strategic plan. Omar Edwards, he's been on me for a while. Mike, I need to present this plan. I need to present the program. Fine, Omar. We'll do it. But I'm glad to get you in here today. Omar's the Associate Director of Strategic Planning Initiatives with Manatee School Board. Omar, we do know and love 23 years, something like that, probably going on 25. I don't know how, I had to, 27 years. Okay, you can see. I did a few things on the internet. I know you, but I wanted to do a little digging. All right, so everybody knows Omar. Went Southeast High School and went on to Ole Miss, University of Mississippi. Played football over there, all right? He's very recognized locally for his leadership, distinguished with Boys and Girls Club especially, over at Manatee Technical College, very involved over there helping the kids get, placed. And that's kind of through the school board that we have right here, that's the ultimate. You go into the college, and then you go out there into the workforce. So, Omar's involved with everything, but especially that last little bit. He's been awarded the Leadership Spirit Award, and, we're glad to have him here today. And also, we've got Kevin Chapman. Kevin is the Superintendent of Schools interim, right now. Kevin's had a long and distinguished career, very broad background as a senior presidential appointee for 3 U.S. Secretaries of Transportation, 7 years working for senators and former U.S. Secretary of Defense, Union Pacific Railroad, Cato Institute. Cato, Mac, isn't that guy in the old Pink Panthers movies that used to come out in karate? Wasn't that him, Cato? Yeah, that was it. Good morning. Anyway, I think you guys might be tag teaming it up. But for now, Omar Edwards, come on up. Do it to it.
All right. Thank you so much. It is truly an honor to be here today and to greet you on behalf of the School District of Manatee County. And it gave me a lot of relief to see my board chair in the back of the room. So if any of those high-pointed questions I can kind of earmark to him to answer, and he don't know that yet, but he's going to help me along the way as we begin to progress here today. But I'm excited about this opportunity to come before you and just tell you a little bit about our strategic plan, because if you don't know where you're going, then truly any road would take you there. And first and foremost, I would just like to say that our strategic plan is so key and near and dear to us and what we're trying to truly accomplish. I think about a conversation that I had with Henry Lawrence, and this was not too long ago, and he was a part of Kiwanis at that time, and he really said, you really need to get engaged with Kiwanis. You really need to make sure that you truly be a part of Kiwanis and do that. And I just thank him, and I think we need to take time out to really show him his appreciation, to really help us get engaged as a district and as a community from that. So let's give him a round of applause, Henry Lawrence. And I could take another deep breath because our interim superintendent has walked in the room, Kevin Chapman. So we're definitely in good hands today. So as we start out, our mission is to educate and develop our students today for their success tomorrow. Many, many years ago, it was a time that we felt our job is just to graduate. So when you graduate, we shake your hand, we say, hey, good luck to you, hope you turn out well in life. Well, something about this strategic plan really hits home, and it really is concerned about how well our students do after high school. Because if we have them for 12 years and they end up not being successful, then we got to own that. That's on our watch. Not only as a district, as an entire community, if we have a student in our system for 12 years, we need to ensure that all of the resources are poured into them. Our vision to be an exemplary student-focused school system that develop lifelong learners to be globally competitive. Our students are not competing with students just in Manatee County. They're competing with students worldwide, nationally on a national level. So we have to make sure that it's a broader picture, that we have to make sure that their experiences are outside of that classroom. Yeah, we are concerned with what happens day to day in the classroom, but what's most important is those life lessons and those experiences, and really showing them that they can do things differently, giving that student that doesn't have hope a sense of hope and a new beginning. You're talking to a person here that was not on grade level, but turned out just fine. Did not meet all the the top of the line when it came to test scores. I would get my homework in on time. I would sit in the front row. I would be polite to the teacher. But a lot of times that's not good enough. You have to show your mark across the board. Our plan is embedded by our core values, which really gets at the essence of who we are and what we do. We believe in academic excellence through innovation and teamwork. We cannot do this work without working as a team. We cannot do it just with the school district of Manatee County as a team. We need Kiwanis, we need our community members, we need everyone willing to help and willing to pitch in. Being professional and responsible and respect at all levels, that can start in pre-K. That doesn't have to wait till they get to their senior year to be respectful, be professional. We have to start to teach that at an early age. So that's why we embrace that core value as well. We believe that quality schools strengthen our community. Our community can't be all that it can be if our schools are not successful. And you're going to hear some data later in the presentation that's going to show you that we're headed in the right direction. Are we an A school district yet? Not yet, but boy, are we close. And we're close, and when we get a chance to say that we're an A and we can market that, look at where we'll be in all of that. Transparent communication at all levels. So at all levels, we want to be transparent. We went in and redid our website. So now I hope that you find that it's a little more user-friendly, that you can find the things that you're going to truly want and know. Our website is visited a lot on a regular basis, and that's where parents can gain information. Students can gain information. That is a wealth of information, but we want to be fully transparent. We believe in a commitment and dedication to every student. You're going to find out later in the presentation how many students we have that speak 99 different languages. We don't pick and choose our students. You show up, you're ready to go to school, we're going to educate you, whether you have an individual education plan, whether you have a gifted plan, or whether you're just a regular ed student. We welcome you with your languages and things of that nature. The essence of the plan really hits around ready to learn, ready for life, and ready to grow. It's very important, and I know I'm speaking to the choir. Third grade reading proficiency and literacy is where it is. That's where the resources are going, and that's where we need to ensure that they go, so that we can ensure that every student has a chance to be on grade level by grade 3. And if that's the case, we're headed in the right direction. There are doors open for them. But if they're not, we have resources around that can drill down and help that student that's not on grade level. We have wonderful organizations, Boys and Girls Club, serve our students after school, working on those skill sets that they need to be successful during the school day so that that parent can continue to work. Ready for life, acceleration and innovative learning, college and career readiness. Yes, you have to be college and career ready, but sometimes you need to work first. Sometimes you need to know what it's like to have a job. We can't create students for 8 years and educate them well, and they've never had a boss, they've never had an opportunity to do chores at home, and they don't know what that sense of responsibility is like. So yes, college and career readiness, but we need to intertwine that with workforce development and workforce readiness, because what that does, it allows us to be job ready and career ready. So we can get all the education we want, but unless we're work ready or workforce readiness skills, then it's not going to truly happen. We have to make sure that we do both at the same time. A lot of times that's employers stepping in, grooming that person. I went to Ole Miss University. I could have walked to my counselor and said, hey, I want to do basket weaving. They would have signed me up. Nobody pushed back. We need to start pushing back on these careers that we know won't pay the bills. If they don't pay the bills, we need to put students in areas where they can be self-sufficient and have the skill set that they need to truly be successful. And then ready to grow. We have to ensure that our teachers are ready and we have high retention of our teachers and recruitment. Because a lot of times you raise your hand and you ask students, hey, you want to be a teacher? It's not really popular, but it's the most important job. I thank everything for the teachers that I had, the coaches that I had, the mentors that I had, because that's what happened with the polished student. District financial stability, we're there. You know, it's not like it was many, many years ago. You know, we're financially stable right now. We're headed in the right direction, and we just got excellent news. Our financial dollars, our 21st century dollars, just got reinstated. So we're in a much better place because we were a little concerned about that. But we had a fearless leader, Kevin Chapman, who stepped in and said, hey, we're going to find a way to manage this budget so that we don't lose anyone, because we need everyone on the bus in the right seat, headed in the right direction. So let's give him a round of applause for that, for figuring that out, because that was not an easy task. Next, I would like to focus on our portrait of a graduate. We got a group of people together, business leaders, district leadership, principals, different entities that got together, and we really had to have an honest discussion with ourselves. And we had to say, what are the key traits that every senior need to possess when they enter the workforce or when they leave our schools? And we shut the door and we decided on these traits that are most important that we want to instill in pre-kindergarten to ensure that every student, when they leave high school, they have them. So when we talk about adaptability, we need to make sure that they are flexible and resourceful in the pursuit of a solution. Awareness, demonstrate by personal, civic, and global citizenship. We felt like that was important. We all know communication is important because it's the process of sharing thoughts, feelings, ideas, and need, and information. Yes, they may be able to text well. That's not it. We need to properly be able to communicate back and forth and be able to understand what we're asking and things of that nature. Critical thinking, we all know we would have put this on our list because they have to be critical thinkers. We cannot continue to do the work for them. We can't continue to hold their hand. We have to ensure that they demonstrate evaluating information and resources to improve knowledge and understanding. The teacher can't be at the board doing all the work. We have to make sure that we're putting students in group and they're having that level of engagement conversations, and then they need to be able to present themselves well. They need to be able to speak correctly and be able to deliver what we're asking of them, because that's what business and industry is going to ask of them. Integrity is modeled through the attitudes and behaviors and actions that develop trust and respect, and we truly know how important that is. And then resilience. It was a time that when we got knocked down, we would get back up. But it seems as though now our students want someone to help them get down and help them get back up. We got to continue to instill in them that you may not get it right the first time, and it's okay. You may not get it right the second time. You're looking at a person that took the principal exam 3 times to get it right. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't quit, you can achieve your goal. But if we show them that resilience is the ability to manage, challenging while maintaining, a sense of personal responsibility. You feel better when you've had to go through something to get it right. I remember a quote one time by Evander Holyfield. He was doing a football training at Auburn University. And he said this to the group of us at that time. He said, the key thing about a goal, that if you work at it long enough, it will come true. How many students pick something, they try it, and it don't work the first time, they don't ever try it again. So we got to embed that in them. We talked about a few of the fast facts. 99 different languages spoken. Take time to process that. Can you imagine a teacher that's in a classroom that may have 99 different languages spoken? And then you ask, why is that student not on grade level? So sometimes we got to dig a little deeper into the facts and truly find out where they're starting. And if they start and finish and they've maintained growth and they've improved, that needed to be commended and that needed to be appreciated, because we're not starting at the same starting point for everyone. Some students don't know English when they come. We promote this among the highest starting teacher salaries for teachers in Manatee County. We're very competitive, with our surrounding communities. But we have to do that each and every year. We can't just do it once in a while. 150 years of educational excellence. We got it right for 150 years. We know what public education looks like, and we know how to do it and how to do it very well. Over 6,000 employees, over 54,000 K-12 and charter school students, and 8.6 million meals served on an annual basis. We served meals over the summer. A week or a couple of days after the school ended, we were in the communities serving and meeting the needs of our students. We want to secure that food insecurity. We're working with the Bishop Parker Foundation to really eliminate that. We don't want that to be a barrier, but understand that our employees and our teachers are far more dealing with just education. We got to make sure that they're clothed. We got to make sure that they're properly fed. We got to get that nurturing environment. Prior to this meeting, I was at the county commissioner meeting, pleading the county commissioners to implement a county-wide ordinance. If some parents are not going to be the parents, we got to do it. We got to make sure that students are home when they should be home, and make sure that when they enter our schoolhouse, that they're ready to learn and that they can depart to serve. All of our violent crimes are committed, a lot of them, by students under the age of 17 that should technically be home at that time. So on August 5th, we're going to be back in the county commissioner building to have that conversation, and they're going to discuss it at that time, and we'll see where it goes. At this time, I would like to turn it over to someone that's my leader, my mentor, that has been there for me from day one to support, encourage, nurture, and make sure that we're headed in the right direction at all times. I would ask our interim superintendent, Kevin Chapman, to come forward at this time.
Okay, he just told me I had to go down to go forward. Thanks, Omar. 26 years or 25 years?
27.
27 years
27.
in Manatee County education, Omar Edwards. So thank you for 27 years, Omar. And if you count your mom's 32, 32 years, you can do the math. Incredible contribution the Edwards family has made to our kids and our families in this county. But I see so many leaders in here, and I saw the new police chief too around here. So yeah, there he is. Thank you. So so many friends and colleagues and friends of the district. So thank you all for everything you do every day. Amazing stuff. What you're going to see on the screen here is kind of a slide you see every year. Some of us, like me, are kind of tired of this slide. I hope hopefully next year it'll be a little different. But We again scored the highest points we've ever scored as a district. Still wasn't an A, so there's a lot of positivity to that. But we're still shy of that A district. And that's okay, because we keep, like Omar said, we keep scoring the highest points each year. The goalposts are going to move again next year. This last year, the goalposts moved after the game, which is a little unfair. But now we know where the goalposts are headed into this year. We moved a lot of our low-performing schools. There's still one school out there, Samoset Elementary, that now is on its second D grade. But we're obviously putting all our efforts into Samoset. And so if all of you who would like to help at Samoset in your own way, please find Omar and I, because that Samoset community, that Samoset school could use all our help as we head into the new school year. But some great successes, as you can see from some of our schools there, and then obviously some of our longest serving schools getting that A grade. We had the most A-rated schools again, so we're getting there. Our biggest focus, you know, we talk about third grade reading every year. What we're doing different this year is because of the millage referendum and because of all of your support in passing that 83% last election, we're now being able to afford a literacy coach in every elementary school. And that's a game changer. That's how Pinellas County has moved their third grade reading. And we hope to do that as well. And that we feel, and there's a lot of other things that we're getting rid of and changing this year in a drastic way, but the biggest is a literacy coach in every elementary school. And so we hope to see major improvement there when it comes to third grade reading. It's a challenge. Almost half of our schools are Title I schools, and it's tough. It's a tough district to move, but we're determined to do it. Many of you are helping us in every way possible, and we appreciate that, and we'll get there. So I think the next slide talks about it. Yeah. Again, because of the millage referendum, and again, thank you for that, we're now able to put the Evolve weapons detection systems in all our middle schools. So now we'll have a Evolve weapons detection system in every one of our secondary schools, and the guardians that go along with that. Essentially, we have a larger guardian force than the city of Palmetto as a police department. We're close to Bradenton almost, but we have quite a force, which is, you know, something you don't want to talk about because it's, you know, it's just something kind of sad in a way, right? That you have to talk about that in our schools, but we've got such a great partnership with the city of Bradenton, city of Palmetto, Holmes Beach, obviously the sheriff's office when it comes to safety and security. We're proud of that, and all of our SROs that are out there working. We've got the safest school system by far, and we're proud of that. But again, thank you to the millage referendum and for all of you who supported that, because now we can able to put these detection systems, which we all use when we go to Bucks games and we're going to go to Lecomte Park to see a Marauders or a Pirates game. Seamless transition. Kids don't even know they're even walking through it when they're in line going into school. We've got obviously exciting news. You know, as we live here and as our people still coming to move in, the board chair just gavelled out of a board workshop so we can come here to get to speak to you all. And then we're going to leave here in a minute to go back to gavel into our workshop. And the topic of the workshop is essentially growth. And we're talking about whether to build our 8th high school here in this county. And it's probably going to be a $100 million commitment from all of us taxpayers to get that 8th high school. And the board's going to spend the rest of the afternoon trying to figure out whether to build one or not, or build buildings at other campuses. But what we have done, which is very exciting for those who live in these areas and seen these schools go up, in August, in 2 weeks, we'll open up Lake Manatee K-8, which is our first full-scale K-8 from the ground up, which is a wonderful school. And if any of you want a tour of it, find me or call Principal Richardson. I'm sure he'll set that up. But it's an amazing school. And then we're also took Barbara A. Harvey Elementary, if some of you live out there, we took it and expanded it 2 miles up the road. So we essentially built a K-8 that's 2 miles apart. Never been done before. Hopefully it works. We're going to have pre-K through 3 at the Copperstone campus, which is the original campus, and then 4 through 8 up the road at North River Ranch campus at a beautiful, what was supposed to be a middle school. It's now a 4 through 8 school. And one principal in charge of 2 campuses that are 2 miles apart. So interesting model, and it's going to be fun to see that in operation. We have shovels in the ground to build 2 new elementary schools that will open up next August, one in Rye Ranch and one in Arson Lakes, and then again a 5th possible school, which would be the 8th high school. And then we have 3 land purchases that we're about to finalize that could potentially be 3 more schools, very large schools, coming probably in the next few years. So massive amount of growth, and to manage all of that. Right now, I think construction is managing about an $800 million portfolio in construction. So we're obviously employing a lot of people, keeping the economy of Manatee County going, but also managing all of this growth. We talked about that. We talked about, I think that's it. But I think what's also important is the school board today narrowed down their superintendent search down to 4 semifinalists. So we'll have that up on our website soon so that you all can see who the 4 semifinalists are. I am purposely not one. I chose not to apply for this position. I believe that there's both external and internal candidates that are probably better qualified than myself. So we'll go through that process. There'll be 4 semifinalists on August 12th. The board will narrow that down to some finalists, and then on August 26th, hire their next superintendent here in Manatee County, get a contract done, and then by Labor Day, I can go on vacation. But it's obviously been a great opportunity to bridge this gap over the summer and really get set us up for another great school year, get these 2 new schools open, get shovels in the ground in the next 2, and put together our budget, our $1.7 billion budget, which I hear the county commissioners debated a little bit of that today. So we'll have to go over there and sit down and have them understand that all that money is accounted for. So yes, we do need a little piece of that opioid grant, because we are the front lines of the opioid crisis, of probably every crisis here, whether it's childcare that Veronica and the Community Foundation is dealing with, and many other issues. We are the front lines, like Omar said, and our classrooms, you can see exactly what's happening in the county if you just walk into one of our classrooms. I remember our former principal at Oneco, who's now at Bashaw Elementary, would call me probably at least once a month asking for funds to buy underwear for many of her students. So, and I would quickly probably call Veronica or somebody or Wendy to see if there's some funding. But we live in 2025, and we have kids in our own county where we're building a $100 million middle school, but yet some of our kids aren't wearing underwear. The economy isn't adding up. But we're making a difference. I know our Game On team is here, and I'd love for you all to get to know what we're doing with Game On and taking this model that Steve has built and been so successful, and now putting it in our middle schools to really help with behaviors and character development. And it's an amazing project, and we started it a few years ago at Lee Middle, saw great results, and now we're spreading it to more of our middle schools. And it's that kind of innovation and flexibility that this district's known about around the state. I guess fortunately or unfortunately, I've attended now superintendent meetings around the state, and with 66 other superintendents. By the way, 2/3 of all superintendents in Florida are elected. So interesting model. But many of them came up to me and asked, about Manatee County, because we have been the first in many things. We have our Guy Harvey Academy we're so proud of out on Anna Maria Island. We're the first to partner with Steve Wozniak, the former creator of Apple, to create our Woz Ed programs, which is creating so much STEM programs around the county. And Game On's another example of just being able to just sit down and listen and say, you know what, that's a pretty good idea. Let's try it, and it's working. And so let's keep expanding it. So we'll get there. We'll get to our A district. We'll have a new superintendent here soon. I'm excited about that. The team is excited about that. We've got a great set of principals that have all remained, and we'll hire 2 more for our next 2 elementary schools, and we'll figure that out. And of course, I wouldn't be doing my job, I guess, if I didn't thank our board chair, who many of you know is generational leadership in our school system from his family as well, and he continues to lead our school district in just a really great way. And he's probably looking at me because he was my ride back to the school board building. So as he gavels back in, but again, thank you all for what you do to help. Yeah. I don't want to go back to our workshop either, but if you want to, but really, thank you all for helping the school district. We've I see Mr. Fradley here from the Rowlett community, and just our work with charter schools, and we're all in this together. We're all trying to educate and grow our community, and it's what makes this community so special, and Boys and Girls Clubs, and just so many other people. So I'll stop that there.
Thank you, Kevin. Stay up here. Omar, come on up here. For both of you guys. And we've got Lemoyne over there taking pictures. Is this the last week, Lemoyne? Here, I don't need to hold this. Right, you get over here. I'll get right in there. One more. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody.
Very informative. Right up everybody here's alley with what we're doing with the kids, right? Where they're going to go, how they're learning. Please join us next week. Devaney Iglesias with FPL is going to give a talk about, everything about the infrastructure that they have over there, what they're doing as far as, getting people back up when they lost power, talking a little bit about what they've done in the past and what they're going to be changing. Remember that the foundation board members today, investment 4 o'clock, regular board meeting at 5 o'clock. And I wish everyone excellent afternoon. Go forward and do some great things. Thank you.
Thank you.